boy. Who it is? It's your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps. Your girl call
Uh,
me Bobby Shampoo because I stay on her mind.
and you know it's your boy from the borough. Your woman calls me carpenter because she loves my woodwork. Shawn recognize. What's up, world?
Yeah, and we here in the building once again doing what we do, getting into this barbershop talk, that real talk, just that talk that everybody want to talk about that just don't got nobody to talk to. So we bring it to the forefront,
Uh,
making sure that we talk that real to real.
the talk that you can't talk, the talk that you're afraid to talk.
Yeah,
You know,
with a little extra testosterone.
a little testosterone.
Yo, man. Yo, I'm out in the ATL right now, and
On vacation.
it's hot as hell out here, man.
Yeah, I know it is, man. The weather is fucking it's crazy, right? It's all 90s in the south right now. Even in NY right now is very warm right now, man. The weather is breaking. Um, shit is opening up. You know, people can't wait to get outside. I mean, shit, where you at right now, brother? It's been that way. They don't give a fuck about no COVID down there.
Nah, they like COVID. Who?
Everything is open. Bars is open. Strip clubs is open. The clubs, everything. You know, like full blast. When you walk into
No
a you walk
mask
into a place,
mandate.
walk into a place with a mask on, they looking at you like you crazy right now.
Yo, bro, I did that the other day. I think we were the only ones in the whole store with masks on,
Yeah,
and they
man.
looking at us like, "What you
Oh,
doing?"
they must be from out of town.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
definitely. I was like, "This is weird. This
Yep.
is so weird."
Yep, man. That's been the
But
culture. That's been the culture down there for a little since shit, man. I'm not gonna say since the shit started, but you know, they was one of the first ones to open. Them in Florida was like, yo, fuck it,
yeah, they
let's
like
go.
the heat to kill it, right?
Yeah,
They just the sun is going to kill it all.
yeah, the heat. It'll just magically disappear with the heat in the summer.
That's it. That's it. But I gotta say, New York is about to hit that. I think what it maybe in July. I think a lot with the mask mandates and stuff like that will probably change up. But I
Hmm.
know that they're supposed to be opening up a little more this weekend, and then I think fully like wide open July 1st.
Yeah, yeah. It's all gonna be open for the tourist season, brother. You know they can't let that money slip through their fingers,
Nah, they
especially
couldn't do
with.
nothing about it last year,
I was
so they're
about to
gonna
say,
make sure.
especially last year being everything was shut down, they're gonna make sure they get that revenue this year.
Yeah, but hey,
But one thing I am seeing though is that an amazing amount of help wanted signs. You know, it seems like everybody is fucking hiring right now, so it's no excuse for your black ass not have a job. You
nah,
know,
you definitely need a job. You
you,
could definitely get a job now.
yeah,
Might not be the job that you want, your dream job,
that's a
but
fact.
if
That's a
your
fact.
pockets is running low,
Yeah,
you
you
could
can find some.
definitely find something.
You can find some damn employment right now. That's right, man. If you're not too humble to, get in there and do it, you could definitely find something, man. I mean, everywhere I go, I say, like, damn, y'all hiring too? They're like all shifts, all times. You can even go to a website now to basically do the whole job hiring process online. So you you don't even got to have an interview right now, which is crazy to me because they want you to apply for the job remotely, but then you got to come do the job in person. You feel me? Can I do the job from the house too? You know?
Yo, and even with things opening back up, I know there's a lot of companies that are probably well the ones that are able to do it or have transitioned to that, they
Yeah,
will still do everything remotely. So there's a
yeah,
crap load of, you know, work from home jobs nowadays.
yeah. There's a lot of them going on, man, and certain companies are exclusively just doing work from home. You know, um, they're not even going to have a facility anymore for you to come to. You know, they've realized that it's more financially advantageous to just have people have the office be your home, and they don't got to pay for that real estate
Yeah.
as long as they
And
got a tech team.
I had noticed that starting a couple of years back when it came to like medical billing. It was
Yeah,
like, what y'all need to be in here for? Y'all just look at the bills, y'all do whatever y'all gotta do and send us the reports.
exactly.
Because I
Yeah,
knew
I
a
got
couple of people that used to work at the hospitals that basically they were like, "Nah, don't come back here. Work from
yeah.
home." They said, "Nah, don't come back."
Like, no, don't come back here. We don't need you back here.
Nah, nah. It's like we paying for the
Yeah,
light,
man.
the air conditioning, keep you cool, internet.
Yeah,
But let's use yours.
yeah. Your electricity, your phone line, your
Everything.
microwave for lunch, all that shit.
That's it. And, but I gotta say, with the whole working from home thing, the
Yeah,
employers are getting a bigger bang for their buck. Not only because they're not paying for that real estate,
yeah,
but they want you to work harder at home.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they like what you need a break for. You in your house.
Yep.
You
They
don't you
stress.
don't get a lunch break no more.
They,
What are you
they
talking about?
definitely stressing you at home just as much, or if not more, than they would at the job.
Right. Because now you're readily available all the time. Like all the time. Like usually
Right.
you leave work, that's it. You don't gotta answer the phone, supervisor can't come chase you down, nothing. You're gone.
Yep. That's it. You got to
Now at
worry
home, they
about
just
clocking in.
blowing it up, sending emails and all that. They know when you logged in, if you sleeping or you awake, everything.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Whether you've been bad or good, so they
Right.
good.
Yo, but the funniest thing, because my daughter works from home, right?
Uh huh.
And I watched her now. I watched her manipulate the mouse to just make it seem like she was actually working. I'm like,
Uh
that is the most annoying thing ever. I would get fired because I'm not going to sit there and play with the mouse all day to keep the screen lit up.
huh.
Like, I'm not going to do that. It's like you got like 10 minutes and you got to make sure that you move the mouse so that it don't log you off automatically. I'm like, man, that shit's going to have to log me off. Fuck that.
Yeah.
What happens if you
Yeah.
got to take a shit or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. See, eventually, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to implement some kind of little device that shakes intermittently or something like that, so that you don't got to worry about
Something.
manipulating them out. It'll,
Like,
she'll figure it out.
yeah, I'm just like, to me, that's not my cup of tea. I'm not the IT thing. I love it,
Yeah,
but having to sit in front of a computer all day, every day to
yeah.
just do a job, nah, I couldn't do it. But hey, that's the way of the world now, and it is what
Unfortunately,
it
for a
is.
lot of us, that's what it is. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And
So,
yo, what you got?
no, I was gonna say, so, working from home is probably gonna be the new it job. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that's what everybody is gonna be shifting over to. I mean, there's not gonna be too many more jobs where you have to go into an office and, I mean, anything, pretty much anything that you can do with a computer and a phone line, you might as well just chalk it up to working from home now, because the only jobs that you're going to be forced to go into is something that, like, infrastructure or security or something like that, or if you're going to a specific facility to do a specific thing at that facility, like a water plant or something, you know what I mean, or you don't work with your hands, something to that
Yeah.
effect.
And
So you
I seen something on TV the other day that like really bugged me out, and it was a Domino's commercial.
yeah.
Now I don't know if they just strictly doing it in certain areas. I know in city areas, urban areas, it might be a little difficult to do,
Uh-huh.
but they're eliminating the delivery drivers and using these small little, I guess, remote cars
Yep.
to deliver the pizza.
Yeah, little hot cars, they keep the pizza hot too.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's interesting. So all the drivers are going to be sitting at home, driving to the locations. That's how they going
Could
to
be.
get paid, or how that's
Never
going to
know.
work.
Could be. Could be. I
That's
mean,
interesting.
you figure if they put cameras, excuse me, if they put cameras on the front of the car and have it so that you can see the mirrors and everything, all of the mirrors, the mirror, rear view mirror and the side mirrors, shit, I don't see why you couldn't do it from home if if you properly trained.
Yeah,
Hey.
they would have to pay him more though. I think they would definitely have to pay him more.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you sitting in traffic in your living room, you're gonna have to pay me, Jack.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to pay me. So what about another mass shooting? in San Jose, I believe San Jose, California, at
Yeah.
a rail
Yep,
yard.
in California. Yeah.
Nine people deceased. Condolences go out to all of the families of the victims. I mean, this type of shit is just getting so. It got to the point. It's to the point now where I heard about it um, the day it happened, and then early this morning I woke up and I saw a post about shooting in California, and I was like, another one, thinking that it was a like a copycat or like a back to back type thing, but it was a different story about the same shooting is what it was.
Oh,
But it was just so crazy. I was like, damn, how desensitized are we now that I could just wake up and say that, like, damn, another one, like it's a regular thing. It's just
yeah.
super sad, man. Super sad.
It's a little crazy. And then with these gun laws, like on the east side of things, especially especially in New York City, to get a gun permit, can't even to purchase a gun
Yeah.
and have it in your home, you got to go through hell. But
Well,
these Western states,
yeah.
a lot different.
Well, I was gonna say on the flip side of things, in Texas right now, they passed legislation to allow people to openly carry firearms without, I repeat, without a permit.
Right. So you know how crazy that's going to be.
This is what's going on right now. Now, I mean, it's already crazy because you got people thinking that they're vigilantes. Because if somebody comes on your property or breaks into your home, you can legally shoot them and pretty much get away with it. Now you're going to be able to openly carry without a permit. So how many cowboys and cowgirls are we going to have out there now that you don't even have to have papers in order to have a pistol on you?
And if I'm not mistaken, to get a carrying permit, right? There's some rigorous type of stuff you got to go through. Like they
There's
want to make
papers,
sure they.
there's paperwork you got to fill out. You got to do background check. You got to pass a shooting test. You got to, there's different things. There's a whole set of shit that you got to do. They don't make it easy for you. But man, if you could just walk into a store and buy a gun and then put it on your hip and keep it moving, it's gonna be a lot of problems down there. I've even heard some people, some of these, Trump supporters and these conspiracy nut jobs are talking about now moving to Texas because people can open carry there, and they're these anti maskers, those they want to go there and basically catch a body because they don't want to wear their mask, which is just
Now,
incredibly
now,
ludicrous. Ludicrous.
now, now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, or any. I don't really fall into those conspiracy theories or anything like that. But I heard something. I want to say it was earlier today,
Uh huh.
and with the legislation being passed in Texas, and then also right, so now you can openly carry a gun, no permit.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a very large migration of minorities, people that look like us, moving to Texas.
Uh huh.
So, do you think that one of the reasons why they were able to pass legislation is because they want it to be open season on the Negroes that are coming?
Sure. I'm sure that's got something to do with it. Definitely. Definitely. And I bet you that it's going to be um, elevated policing in certain communities that of a darker hue now that these
Mm.
laws have been passed. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see an increase in those areas of shootings and God forbid killings in those spaces as well. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you heard it here first. I'm not trying to be Negro Damas or nothing like that. That title is reserved for Paul Mooney. God bless the dead. But I recognize the writings on the wall. He said recognize. You know what I'm
But
saying?
but it's just crazy because one of the reasons why I feel a
Go
lot of
ahead. I hear you. I
these,
just got to go down in the basement. Go ahead.
yeah, a lot of the reasons why some of these shootings happen is because the officers are scared because there might be a possibility of a firearm in the vehicle. So
Sure,
Now
sure.
they open up the situation where no matter who's in the car, grandma, teenage kid from school, everybody's legally able to carry a firearm in these states. So there might be a bit of escalation in the things that we happen to see a lot of
And I,
nowadays.
and I think that it's anticipated escalation. You know what I mean? They're gonna be
Hmm.
preparing for it. I mean, keep it all the way 100, my dude. It could be a test run. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It could be a test run. Let's try it down here and let's see how it go. You know, Texas is a big enough state. Why not?
Yeah. Well, they're doing a lot of test runs with things, right? The legalization of marijuana in just
Hmm.
about every state,
Well, that's a
right?
money grab. You already know what that's about. That's about tax revenue right there.
Right, that's tax revenue.
Hmm.
But then the you have the functioning smokers, and then you have the non-functioning smokers,
Hmm.
right? So they always say the way the government controls a mass amount of people is through drugs.
Right.
So they're not gonna legalize cocaine. They're not gonna legalize crack cocaine, heroin, or anything like that. So hey, you know what? This is the next best thing. And it has been written in history books that when the government sees fit to be able to make revenue or to get themselves out of a situation, they always turn to cannabis.
Oh yeah, that's
They,
their best friend.
that's how they won World War II.
Well, the hemp plant has always been one of those things that um traditionally it had many different uses. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to um give it its props because it did so many different things. It was cutting a lot of people. It was cutting it was cutting them out. They wasn't able to, like, certain. I think you can use hemp to make paper, and you can use it to for certain other kind of building materials and stuff like that to make it stronger. But
Yeah,
it would cut out certain middlemen and other companies that maybe were invested in the construction industry or whatever industry, and it was nixing them out of the picture. Hemp was
yeah,
boxing them out. So they was like, well, let's get that the hell out of here, so that Joe Blow and Chuck, up Chuck over there can make his bread off of his company from selling ropes to construction materials. So
right. Because
I think that's why it wasn't accepted, being that it was a part of the cannabis in that whole under that whole umbrella, because it was the hemp plant and the CBD portion of it
hmm
that was, they were getting the most use out of, and then of course the other psychedelic effects that were supposedly a street element or a street drug, even though it had medicinal purposes. They just didn't want to let the cat out the bag, basically. You
yeah,
know,
and the hemp plant has been around for a very, very long time. I wonder who was the one who sat down and was like, "Yo, we got a lot of uses for this." Who decided to smoke it? Like, who was the first one that smoked it?
well, it had to be one of us. You know that. You know that. Sitting around late night. I mean, can't get none. You know what I'm saying? It's probably hot. You know what I'm saying? You got a fire right there burning, so you're already thinking about smoking. You know what I'm saying? You probably ran out of tobacco. Like, damn, man, where can we get some tobacco right now? It's 3 in the morning. You feel me? You like, yo, we just gotta find something, B. You like, yo, I found this earlier today, and I smoked it with such and such, and we got a little buzz. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it has the same effect. They go that big booty chick you was talking to earlier. You know what I'm saying? Call her over, see if she want to smoke with us, and before you know it, them brothers hit on the winner. They was like, hey, we got something here.
Yo, but you definitely just the use of it and the purpose of it and the way it has made its way back into society, and it's so acceptable now.
So acceptable.
So acceptable. I remember being a stoner was a bad stigma. Now, stoners, like, if you're not a stoner, the stoners look at you funny. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of crazy.
kids. A lot of people forget that their parents and their grandparents was probably at Woodstock getting high off the shit, and that's probably why they're here to begin with. So give the planners props. Plus, they know that number one, it's not as dangerous as your some of your other drugs that's out there. Excuse me. And number two, alcohol has definitely been way more dangerous and destructive to communities and lifestyles and people who have abused it than cannabis has ever at all. I've never heard of anybody uh, uh, under the DU getting a DUI for cannabis smoking or getting into I don't know, operate. They say don't operate heavy machinery. I ain't never heard of nobody crashing a crane or getting falling into some machinery at work because they was high. I mean, you would think so because how it affects some people, but I've never heard of it happening. Now, alcohol and meth and all that other crazy stuff. You hear horror stories all of the time about people driving cars and off of bridges and into other people and um, going to work and getting hurt on the job because they came in the work drunk, and you hear all of those kinds of stories, man. But with the cannabis, with the marijuana, man, next to nothing, man. You only hear about people getting the munchies and tearing up 7-Elevens,
For real, for real.
or fucking McDonald's up.
So you hear about Joe Buttons revisiting his beef with Charlemagne?
No, I didn't hear about this. Talk to me. I'm
All right.
surprised. I didn't hear nothing about this. I want to hear this.
Yeah. So, for a
Go ahead,
long
talk. I'm gonna go
time,
down. I'm gonna go back down to the basement. Go ahead.
okay, so for a long time, Charlemagne and Joe Buttons have had this
Dark
little
out here.
back and forth banter about, how Joe Buttons is self-destructive and what he's doing for the culture and what he
Right.
does, as far as his podcast and everything else is not beneficial. The
And
reason,
and not to cut you off, but hold that thought. And that's something that Charlemagne's always been saying about Joe, how he's self-destructive, how he always fucks up a good thing. Go ahead, continue.
right. So Joe was addressing it. And I want to say it was episode 441
Okay.
where he's addressing it and he's basically saying that he's the way that he is because he's not a seller. As far as him building what he's done and rocking out the way that he rocks out, he does what he does for the people that are around him. And he doesn't just look out for his pockets, he employs over 50 people.
Right.
As far as I guess the podcast and some of the other things that he does. But the reason why Charlemagne feels that way is because no one is pulling Joe Button's string. Joe Button is not a puppet for the industry. Joe Button is Joe Button.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't
He
think.
still be fucking shit up though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think that anybody thinks he's a puppet for the industry. I mean, I think that statement that was Joe Button that said that, right? I
Yeah.
think that was just like a deflection statement. You know what I mean? To try to get you, to hey, look over there, don't look over here. That type of a thing. Misdirection.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when people speak the truth, sometimes you try to do that instead of dealing with the truth that's being spoken.
And what Joe Buttons basically did while addressing, Charlemagne, he's like, yo, he ain't nobody. He can't affect me. He can't do nothing. He can't elevate me to my next level.
Right.
So I really don't care what he says. And he basically he's worthless to him in this industry. But this is the same person that you sit down with in your living room and chop it up, even though he's been talking shit about you for the last 10 years.
Right.
Oh, no, he said 20 years.
Wow.
20 years.
But I
So
mean,
he's
everybody knows that Joe. It's exactly what he said though, man. Joe Button always. It seems like I'm not gonna say everything he does falls apart, but it seems like everything he's involved with at some point, it seems to just not work anymore. Like you know what I mean? The wheels come off.
yeah.
The everyday struggle thing. He was in one of the biggest power groups of our time, Slaughterhouse. That didn't work out. And now this thing with his peoples. These are supposed to be his boys. Now this is not working out. So it was like, B, what's going on? The love and hip hop thing, just everything, B. It's like it's always something with Joe.
Yeah, he couldn't even keep his girl in love and hip hop. Like, you
Man,
messed that up.
I don't know, B. You got to look at the common denominator of all things, and sometimes point the finger at yourself and say, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, and although he has had much success in the things that he has done, like he stated, he can Washington Projects. Washington Projects, that's down the block from where I grew up.
Right,
I grew up in the same neighborhood. So he's basically saying, you know, in a way, he feels that he has the right to act the way that he does because he's accomplished more than he ever thought he would growing up. So to be able to talk about generational wealth and just assets in lieu of you know $1 million to $140 million to 78 million. He's like, those were numbers that he ain't even think of when he was growing up. That wasn't even a thought. Like, just making 100 grand a year was like a big deal.
right. Well, I mean, no amount of money gives you permission to be an asshole. That's number one. And then number two, some people seem to think that when you haven't had all your life, or for a good portion of your life, and then you become successful and you come into money, that's going to change you into this better person. In reality, all it does is intensify your personality, whatever it is. You know what I mean? If you're a negative person before the money, you're going to be a more negative person with the money. Vice versa. If you're a good person, you're going to be a good person, a better person to when you have money as well. When you're successful, you can pass the blessings on, that type of thing. But I think that he maybe had some. I don't want to get too specific with Joe, because we all know that Joe is even when he came on the scene, he was a recovering addict. You know, maybe possibly he had a chemical imbalance of some sort, and the drugs maybe have exasperated his condition at one point, and when he started to get better, the drugs weren't as prevalent or not at all a part of his life anymore. So maybe there's that imbalance that still lies there somewhat. So I don't want to really get too deep into what I think about his mental state, but I will say that he may have a character flaw. Let's just call it
Mhm.
that. You follow what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to, like I said, you got to self evaluate and go, I got good people around me. I know I got good people around me. What am I doing wrong that is messing up all of these situations? You know what I mean? Because all of these have been very big bags, as you were just, speaking about a minute ago. And you can only mess up the bag so many times before people stop offering it to you. You feel me?
Yeah,
So I don't know, man.
yeah, and speaking of that, speaking of money and and situations, DMX was in the Daily News. I want to say today or yesterday,
Uh-huh.
in
What was that
reference
about?
to finance situation, his
Uh-huh.
financial situation, his assets.
Right.
So now that he's not here, his some of his 15 kids are trying to come for his estate.
Right. Right.
So
As they
unless
should.
that's the
As they should.
right, right, but this is where it's a shocker for some that never really followed, you know, DMX and his career and some of the things that he's been through and has happened to him. They said
Mm-hmm.
his estate, it was reported that is worth less than $1 million. Then they gave the
Wow.
actual number of what his
Uh-huh.
estate is actually worth, and it was 50 grand.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, I don't believe that that's true, because just the amount of money that he saw from the first two albums alone should
They
have
said
set him up. Should have
78
set him up
million.
for. Should have set him up for life. You feel me? I'm talking about he could have easily blew through 20, 30 million that year and been perfectly fine. You feel me? That's the amount of money he probably saw off of just those record sales alone. Those first two albums, classics, B. And
Yeah,
the
they
timing
said it was
and
reported at 78 million.
okay,
78
there you
million.
go.
So if he blew 20, 30, if he
It's
blew
nothing.
20 or 30 mil, he still have
It's nothing.
50 mil left.
Now that's just album sales. We're not even talking about the touring, the
The touring,
features,
the
the the
movie
um
career.
the movies. Come on. X was easily sitting on a couple of 100 million. Easily. You feel me? And that's probably a super understatement. So yeah, maybe the estate reported that it was worth less than a million. But X is a dog, man, and dogs, what do? Bury bones.
Yeah. And you know, and even if
Shout out to the dog.
and if somebody if there isn't that much money or the estate is not worth that much, I could see X being an individual that was so trusting that some people might have took advantage if the
Yeah,
money
yeah,
can't be found.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely a possibility. It's all about who you allow access to your finances. Be it your lawyers or be it your accountant, be it your family members, business associates, whomever. Certain people have to have access to certain money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you're out of the country and things need to be taken care of, you got people in place for that. So I'm quite sure uh, whoever had access to his money I hope that they were being monitored. At the very least. What did Big say in that song? He said, "Got lawyers watching lawyers, so I won't go broke."
and
You know
that's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying? You got to keep the eyes on the money. No, you got somebody keeping the eyes on the money, and then you got to have somebody keeping eyes on the guy that's keeping the eyes on the money. You feel me? And if
Yeah,
you're really holding, you got another guy watching the other guy, keeping an eye on the money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
and
because the last thing you want to do is wake up and find out you light when you know you're supposed to be heavy. You understand what I'm saying?
it happens too often in the music industry and just business in general.
All all
So
the time,
you just got to make sure that you know you keep your eyes on your investments all the time.
you know, and make sure not only that, man, and make sure your paperwork is right because sometimes you can sign your life away. Look at what Britney Spears. She got was that her father in charge is basically in charge of all her money.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, even in the film and TV. Remember Gary Coleman, God bless the dead. Remember his parents was in charge of his money and his career in the beginning when he was coming up, and he was a child star, and he was making super cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His parents was taking all that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And probably breaking him off little crumbs. He died when
And
he
he didn't
died.
know
He
no
was damn
better.
near broke. He was damn near
And
broke when he died. They said.
he didn't know no better. And then trusting the people that you think
And this your mom and your
should be in your
dad.
corner.
This
Right.
your parents. I mean,
Well, at
it's
that
a
point
grind.
they
It's
were
a
pimps.
grinding thing. Say that again.
I said at that point they pimps
Exactly.
because they pimped him out,
Exactly what they are. Pimping your
and,
child, man.
and that's crazy.
Yeah, man. But the money make them crazy like that. Me, I mean, yo,
That's
money make
bugged
them
out.
lose their minds.
Yo, so what
So
we
one
gonna
here we are
do is yo,
1 year after
huh?
the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of George Floyd's passing
Yes.
was
And
May 25th. So You know what I'm saying? Everybody salute George Floyd. He sparked the movement that's still going on right now to this day. Just a little side note to let everybody know, police brutality has not slowed up one bit. 1 year, here we are 1 year later, and it's still a steady incline of police brutality and violence against black people and people of color. Go ahead, P Money. You was about to say. I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, well, that right there, it has been a year, and it's just even thinking that it's been a year and all that has happened within a year is
We
it's a
got the
little
Asian.
mind boggling.
We got the Asian crime bill now. I mean, Asian hate bill is on its way to Biden's desk to be signed.
Yeah, like there's you know the bills and these acts and legislation is great, but when we don't enforce these things, what is the point? A lot of these things do not get enforced. We're not supposed to be getting beat up and shot in cars. I know there's some laws and stuff against that.
And pepper sprayed while we still sitting in the driver's seat with our hands up in full military uniform.
Right. Like there's things out there, but if you know what I realized, especially in doing business and the government, all it is a real big business, that there are laws that contradict the laws and rules that allow individuals to break laws and not be held accountable.
Yes, sir.
And I think that, when they were saying defund the police, I think they used the wrong terminology, the wrong wording. And it's definitely more of a restructure. And they should be held accountable just like any other member of service, right? You gotta have your malpractice insurance like a doctor. You do something wrong, you kill somebody by accident or by on purpose, you're gonna be held liable. And that's not what happens with law enforcement. They're not held liable. They given they gotta get out of jail free card. Actually, they give them
Qualified
the key to the jail.
They call it qualified immunity, and they trying to in certain individuals and places and spaces are whispering about trying to get rid of that and in some type of legislation, permanent legislation to get rid of qualified immunity. I believe that might be what the George Floyd crime bill they trying to get passed is about. I think that might have to do with getting rid of that qualified immunity. There's also an anti-lynching bill that I understand that they've been trying to pass for like ever, and has been submitted maybe a couple of hundred times, and they still haven't passed that as well. And this has been going on for years. You see what I'm saying? But the anti-Asian hate crime or hate whatever legislation, anti-Asian hate legislation gets passed in what, a year, less than a year, because they claim it was for the backlash and violence against Asian people during the pandemic. Pandemic had started set it off what, last year, right? So
Yeah.
this is less than 1 year that this legislation gets passed, and it's been here we are 1 year after George Floyd has been murdered on the street in front of everybody and millions on camera, uh, and that bill hasn't been passed. Somehow, it just don't seem right.
No, it's not right. And there's one thing that I heard today that you know with everything that we have going on with George Floyd, with Breonna Taylor, and all these acts of violence against our people, that we tend to move through this world so differently now because we're kind of becoming, numb to these things happening. But the reason why is because we don't know how to make it through these situations because we have no one to turn to, no one to go to be able to speak on these things and actually get an answer that makes sense. You
Well,
know,
it
people
seems like
worry about
it seems
physically
like
being injured,
yeah,
but this takes a mental toll on many, many people, especially mothers and their young children. They're like, I don't want my kids to go outside. I don't want this because there's so many things that can happen.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it gets frustrating after a while trying to tell people the same thing. You know, like a child, you got to keep telling them to sit down. You know, they're not concerned with sitting down. They just trying to run and play. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you got to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. It gets old. You know, and people protesting and sitting in and um, you know, boycotting and doing whatever else, doing whatever nonviolent protest they do is continuously not gotten results. You know, it's sad to say that the only things that people have ever gotten historically have been through force and violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad to say,
Yeah.
loss of life and loss of money and resources. That's basically the only thing that power respects. You
And
know,
I
and
think
people have to get that understanding because the peaceful protests. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but the peaceful protest does not garner results unless you have a goal in mind for your protest and you do not stop protesting until you achieve that goal. You know, a lot of, and what I see a lot of is protests but no goal at the end. You know,
right.
we're gonna keep doing this until this happens. You see what I'm saying? I don't see that. I see we're just gonna keep doing this until we get tired of doing this, and then we're gonna go back to life as the way it was before. You know,
And
and I think that's what we mess up at.
I think, and I definitely agree with that because, you know, we do need to continue to push on with our protests, with our purposes. And I think one of the biggest, we've been beaten down so much that to us, I think sometimes any small accomplishment, no
Right.
matter how minute it is, just
Hmm.
seems like, oh my goodness, we did something great because we protest, but we're not looking at the root cause of the problem. We're not addressing the root issue, but we're just satisfied with getting a rose when we needed a whole garden planted to feed the community. You gave us a rose. Okay, great. I can't even eat it. So, but you gave me something. So I'm happy.
And that's right. People get excuse me. People get rocked to sleep off of something small, like what you said. Like for instance, you know, let's refresh people's memory. I don't know if y'all remember the incident with the Asian police officer. How ironic! It's coming back around full circle. The Asian police officer that shot the brother in the project, killed the brother,
Mhm.
and he went to trial and got found guilty. You know what I mean? Got found guilty, and everybody was like, "Oh, you know, justice has been done." You know what I'm saying? But on the low, the one thing you didn't hear about, and it wasn't on the front page. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to make headlines about the outcome. Yeah, he got convicted. He got found guilty, but they lowered the charges to manslaughter, and that man didn't do 1 day in prison, not one
Mm.
day. You know, people forget about that. So everybody that's hooting and hollering and tee-heeing and haw-hawing about the Chauvin case, you know, him being found guilty. Wait, let's see what the conviction results look like, and then y'all
Right.
tell me, and then y'all tell me how you feel.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he's trying to get the charges changed. What he
Of
was
course,
convicted of changed.
that's the game. That's the game. This is what they do. You know, and rock everybody to sleep. Yeah, got found guilty. Whoop de doo. And then before you know, you don't even know it. You're looking, and 2 years later, this dude is on the street, and you're like, yo, how did that happen?
He had Disney World vacationing right next to you.
He got the damn the Mouseketeer ears on, you know, riding a big teacup, talking about it's a small world.
For real. Like it's I just think we need to do a lot better. And one thing that I do realize is that another thing society has dictated for us is the perception of what us as black people are. So we're so afraid to give them that stigma that we sit and we pull back 1,000% of what we can do just to satisfy the country or the world or society that put these stigmas on us in the first place to oppress us and stop us from being as great and as strong as we could be.
And it can't just be, um, everybody's talking about, oh, we need to get, some type of, uh, you know, everybody talking about defund the police. Okay, great. But let's remember, we still need police. We're not talking about getting rid of the police. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about defunding the police, but I think it should be done in the correct way. Let's look at track records. Let's look at um, actual cases and actual events, because 90% of the things you can find in the records. If you look and you do your research, you can find everything you need to find about all of these police departments and all of the cold, I mean, not the cold cases, the closed cases, and the cases that they closed because they didn't feel like doing work, or they didn't feel like administering justice in the way that it should be. You'll find all of these places. Like, you need to go to those police departments that have the corruption and the complaints at record levels, especially when it involves black and brown people. Those are the ones that you need to be defunded. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? The places like Alabama and Mississippi, and where it's out of hand, and of course it's on the west and the east coast, and north, south, east, west, everywhere. It's all of these places, man. You can find them. I mean, just the things that we hear about on the news and on the internet, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other places and cases that we don't even hear about,
Right.
where things go on that we need to address. And like I said, defund those police departments. Those are the real culprits, man. That will at least begin the cleansing and try to get like to the root of the problem, because they claim now that they're doing all of these. I think the military now, they're talking about they're doing all of this research, and in the government, the federal government, they're trying to weed out all the people involved with white supremacist organizations and things like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I really believe y'all clean the house like that. Sure. The
If
dude
they
the dude that's probably in charge of it is probably a damn white supremacist. You feel me?
right, and if they cleaned house like that, we wouldn't have government, we wouldn't have military, we
Exactly.
wouldn't have a lot of things.
It'd be
So,
seven motherfuckers running everything.
for
Maybe
real,
eight.
and then they'll try and assassinate them because they want back in. You know,
Exactly.
so it's just crazy. It's definitely going to be a long road. I just know that we can't put down the torches. We can't stop fighting the fight. I don't even want to say the good fight, because you know then it kind of makes it a little soft, or just not as aggressive. We just need to fight.
Yeah.
And
It's worse before it gets better, basically.
yeah, and although we have made leaps and bounds from hundreds of years ago, we still have a long way to go.
Yes,
And
sir.
not for nothing, the youth nowadays, I don't think that they may be in tune, but I don't think they have the longevity or the attention span to fight as hard as they did in the past.
Testicular fortitude. Well, it's that, and partially it's on us too, because we haven't actually given them the, I ain't gonna say the go ahead. We haven't given them the knowledge to fight the system the way that they probably should and want to, because a lot of young people, they have the energy, they want to do something, they know
Mhm.
they want to do something,
They
but they
just
don't
don't know
know
what.
what that something is. And that's where we come in. You know what I mean? The older generation, we supposed to be schooling them and telling them, look, this is what you're supposed to be doing, you know? And if they're not getting that guidance, then they're just gonna run amok and, fly off the handle. Go ahead and play a video, P Money. I gotta
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yo, we gonna get into this unit, the unit again by Lady Low. Let's get it,
yeah, yeah,
Brooklyn,
yeah.
Virginia,
Huh,
East Coast,
huh.
everything, y'all.
Stand up.
tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, clock go tick tock. I'm like a fiend in the night. Ain't no flip flop unless I wanna beat you at night. You can ride my way. I'm a tsunami tonight. You can ride my way. Trying to get to city now. I'ma hit the ground like a running man. Secure the bag with rubber bands. Money so long, I'm the rubber man. You can bend me back like a rubber band. I ain't gon' pop, it's a game plan. Eating rappers up, fat man. Neck so cold, snowman. Put the fam on, it's the floor plan. Wait till you see my whole unit. Finna be naked, just do it. Watch the whole crew pursue it. Top of the charts, we knew it. Watch how my cash flow. Watch Lady Low blow. Don't get split like a Dutch rolled up that smoke. That's how Lady Low blow. Watch how my cash flow. Watch Lady Low blow. Don't get split like a Dutch rolled up that smoke. That's how Lady Low blow. Now they all high up the contact. Smoking that good, matter of fact. I'm Van Gogh, Starry Night. Low shining star, city bright.
All I see is money when I wake up, all I see is God when I bake up, you not on your grind, get your cake up, nigga fall in line like a shape up, when you see me, see the unit, I'm about action, if you talking, I'ma mute it, trying to get ahead, I'ma lose it, if I got my shot, I'ma shoot it, all I see is money when I wake up, all I see is God when I bake up, you not on your grind, get your cake up, nigga fall in line like a shape up, when you see me, see the unit, I'm about action, if you talking, I'ma mute it, trying to get ahead, I'ma lose it, if I got my shot, I'ma shoot it,
all I see is money when I wake up. Money come in while I sleep. All I see is sky when I bake up. Niggas want chief like me. Bet they can't do it like I do it. Fake niggas in too deep. Lying every line of the music. Acting like the real don't see. I been on the block and rap by the cops. I see people shot, so stop. You ain't from the block, you just need to stop claiming you something you not. You never sling rock, seen the dope spot or even been seen with a Glock. You claim that you're hot, stream say you're not. I'm just saying stop. Saucy every time when I come through. Stop a nigga breathing, cold blue. Everything you speaking, old news. Been killing beats, old school. Got my whole team in front of me. BLM salute. Got my whole team in front of me. This ain't nothing new. Bottom of the pit, I've been there. Belly of the beast, I swim there. Climbing these charts, I'ma get there. Then on my grind, I swear. People don't know what I go through. People don't know what low do. Don't make me mad, I'll show you. Low old school, yes.
All I see is money when I wake up, all I see is sky when I bake up, you not on your grind, get your cake up, nigga fall in line like a shape up, when you see me, see the unit, I'm about action, if you talking, I'ma mute it, trying to get ahead, I'ma lose it, if I got my shot, I'ma shoot it, all I see is money when I wake up, all I see is sky when I bake up, you not on your grind, get your cake up, nigga fall in line like a shape up, when you see me, see the unit, I'm about action, if you talking, I'ma mute it, trying to get ahead, I'ma lose it, if I got my shot, I'ma shoot it, bah.
Yeah. And
That's my
back.
dog right there, boy.
But I think I got another one. We're gonna take it back. That Young M.A. joint. Because if we're gonna do the bar situation, we gotta bring Young M.A.
Oh man, this is the one that did it right here, boy. This was my introduction.
Oh wait,
and a lot of people's introduction, I think. It's a different one.
I got another one.
Oh, okay. This ain't my introduction then. She's already out.
Oh, this what we doing? Real life. I told her. Uvi. It's a Uvi. I keep the sticks like sushi, bitch in the two-seat. She bougie. She said you gotta pay for the coochie. Told her, mama, nah. If you free, then you free. Yeah, I'm a dog, but I fuck on 2 feet. Soon as you come, then you leave. Keep 2 guns on me. I call them my mood swings. I just got 2 rings. He like, what's that on your neck? I'm like, oh, that's a pool king. My mind ain't right. I know I got loose screws. That's why I keep me a Thule. Told niggas ready or not. Here I come. That's word to the Fugees. Sorry for the wait when I drop this tape. I swear it's like serving them Blue Dream. Red life shit, but my blood he crip when we drip. You can see how that blue bleed. I ain't claiming that bitch. Her she a thought. Her shorty play for a few teams. I'm young and I'm rich. Yes, I'm a thought. Yes, I keep me a few teams. Smoking that Zaza. Got yak in the mata. I'm in Jamaica speaking that patois. Big up to the Gaza. BIP to my blood, a nigga fly high. Throw them bees up sky high. Heard he want beef, aim at his noodles. We'll turn that boy into pasta. My hitter is shot top. Click clack, blocker, 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 blocker. Oovie, when we in the club, it's a movie. I got a gang full of goonies, but I am a goblin like Tunchi. I can't never lack, gotta watch my back, cause these niggas be switching like mood rings. So if you that nigga, I'm sending my hitters to spin on your block like a smoothie. Slide in the hoopty. Just got a check, 100K flex, so I went and bought me a new V. When it upgraded to AP, water, jacuzzi. Had to bring the old young and May back, and they still can't fuck with the new me. Now fuck you talking about. They told me to do it, so I went and did it, you feel me? And that's all they get. These niggas can't fuck with me, man. I'm running laps around these niggas, man. It's Red Life. It's Brooklyn. MA, bitch.
Yeah.
Brooklyn stand up.
Brooklyn stand up for real, man. Yo, so we had Lady Low, Young M.A.
The ladies just running things. Happy birthday to Jay.
Yes. Happy birthday to Jay. Out here getting grown.
You know?
Yeah, so we got our guests in the building. We got Soul Rack in the building, so let's bring them in so we can chop it up, talk about this music, these bars, and everything else we gonna talk about. All right, here we go, y'all.
Incoming.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on?
What's good?
So
Good to be on the show.
In the building.
Yeah,
we're gonna chop.
We
here,
man. Chop
it up tonight, for real.
Yeah. Tell them where you from. Where you representing?
I'm from Orlando, Florida. That's where I represent. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so we bringing it.
Oh, so you just like
down
heat,
south
huh?
tonight.
Yeah, we all up and down the East Coast right now.
What's the temperature? What's the temperature down there? What's the temperature down there, right?
It's called too damn hot. That's what. But it's about 90, feeling like 105. I feel like I should be sleeping on the air conditioner tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I used to live in Florida at one time, boy. They got their own sun down there, boy.
I'm telling you.
But you got a hoodie on.
Yeah, but see, I'm in the crib though. I got the AC on. So I can rock it.
Exactly.
If we was outside, then I'll be in some shorts and a tank top. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. It's real. It's one extreme to the other, brother. Ain't no in between. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you got to be ready to roll how you got to roll. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in Chicago, you got that wind, or they call it the Hulk. You got to be ready for it. You're in Florida, got to be ready for that heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's shy.
So tell them a little bit about yourself. How long you been doing music, and what made you start in the music industry?
Well, I'm gonna start with your last question first. What made me start to get into the business was the fact that just the love for hip hop. I mean, I started off back in the early '80s. My first record I remember was Rapping Duke, the Ha, and then of course I heard the message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and Run DMC, Fat Boys, and it just went on from there. So just being exposed to it, because my uncle, it was funny because living in Florida, everybody expects us just to only know about Luke Skywalker and Two Live Crew and all of that.
Right.
Yeah, it's true though. But I was invested in the hip hop, the East Coast hip hop, and that's what I was around because that's what I heard. And my friends, like you say, you're from Florida. So many people from Florida are from other states. And so they lived here. It was more people that was from where you guys are from than me. So I was the rare one. I was the odd one out. So being around them type of people, not only was the music I was listening to growing up, but being around those type of people that influenced me as an artist, and it influenced me as far as the direction I would take in the music business. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my start was. As far as me being in the music business, I was in it when I was like 8. I started when I was like 14. With beatboxing and all of that, battle rapping in school. And then I decided to go ahead and become an artist. But at that point in time, I took a hiatus. I did it for like a couple of years. Then I took a hiatus. I got on the business side, started promoting comedy shows, had my own nightclub. Right now I got my own record label. So I've been blessed to do that. But I decided to get back in and really pursue it again and go hard about 2 years ago. So that's basically where I'm at now. So I'm kind of like starting over in a way. But the good thing about it, I'm bringing that knowledge and experience I had doing the other things I was involved in. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
it definitely came
So
full circle. And you know,
yeah, definitely.
sometimes that break to do some of the other things will just
Get
get
it
you
back.
back to what your true passion was anyway.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I think that an artist should always do is live life. You know what I'm saying? Because your art,
Yeah,
like they say, life imitates art. Is
that's right.
your life experience is a reflection of your music. I mean, that's what my music is based on my life experience. You know what I'm saying? Even my name is a reflection of who I am. So
Yeah.
everything you experience things in life, I think it should also be reflected in your music. You know, that's just my opinion.
What's the essence of the name?
Well, my name is Soul Rack. Basically, it's my first name spelled backwards with a U added to emphasize the word soul because I want my music to
Okay.
come from my soul. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So that's my perspective on it. I like that mask you got too, bro. That's dope.
I
That face
appreciate it,
cover you
man. I
got on. That's
appreciate it.
dope, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
You know, try to keep
yeah,
it fresh.
yeah.
No
You
face,
gotta
no
keep it
case.
fresh.
You dig?
Gotta
And,
keep
and
it
plus, no,
fresh.
and plus, no face, no case. You dig?
I dig. I dig.
Yeah.
Word. But
So
that's
tell me,
basically what it is, man. Just trying to make real music. That's all.
you because you say you was influenced by a lot of the East Coast music and stuff like. So you said your uncle was feeding you that stuff. That's who was like
Yeah,
introducing you to those groups and those that music that you was getting into.
absolutely, because all of the music I was listening to was coming from him because I was too young to buy music at the point. So my influence
Right,
came from him. And then,
right,
my
right,
mom, she from that old school, that James Brown, the Rick
right.
James and all of that
Of
going on
course,
back in the 80s, that
of course, of course.
Parliament,
Yeah,
saying that funk music. But
yeah.
yeah, he played some of that. Now when I got older, he the one that introduced me to Rakim because I was like listening to that. I was like, what is that? This guy's like,
Yeah.
we weren't saying spitting at that time, but he was dropping
He
them
was
bars,
saying,
bro. And
yeah.
I'm
He
like, this
was,
guy, he's phenomenal, man.
yeah,
Lyricism and all of that. And so him
yeah,
and the Run DMC and all of that. So I was shaped and molded by that type
yeah,
of music. Slick Rick, all of them, man. So matter of fact, I met Slick Rick at the club at one time. So that was a good, full circle, like you said. So it was dope.
yeah. That was a wonderful thing he did for you, introducing you to rock him, especially. Oh my goodness, that was a good look
Oh
right
man,
there.
yeah, man, that's like my influence. He was the template for me as an
Yeah,
artist. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to writing and things of that nature, rhyme
yeah,
structure,
yeah.
symbolism, all of those things, man. It's the way he was as an artist, man. He just a complete package.
Shoot, for a lot of MCs, for your favorite MC. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he the
for
God
sure.
MC for real, no doubt.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So with your music that you create now being back in for the last 2 years, getting back into it, what has been some of the stories you have told in the music now with, in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of things going on in the world and just for us as people in general. What is the messages that you're putting out in your music today?
Well, quite a few. One of the things I address, well, there's a few songs that's going to be coming on my forthcoming EP, but one of them dealing with the issue of blackface. I felt that was it wasn't mentioned in the music where there was, governors, even the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had the wore the blackface, and I felt it was a missed opportunity for music. And so I've jumped on that and talked about it because I felt it needed to be addressed. And so that was the first song I dropped as my debut single, actually, talking about that, dealing with mass incarceration with Bill of the Beast. I was fortunate to have Craig G on there with my man BBS Burble, down with Bucktown Records, I believe, the Duck Down. So that's my man. I got a song about my son, talk about being a father, how it's like being a father where you didn't have a father. So my goal is to teach him what I didn't learn. So those life experiences are some of the things I shared as well as things that you read on your headlines, just sharing what I see and what I hear.
Mm.
You
And
said two names there. You said two names. I'm sorry, P Money. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you said two names there that I'm very familiar with. Two brothers that I know personally, Craig G and VVS Verbal. How you know? I don't even need to hear the story about how you know Craig G, because I know Craig G, and that's another story. That's another show all by itself. How you know my man VVS Verbal?
All right. Well, I met him through the producer that produced my music, Big Bob. He introduced me to him, and he got on that song with Belly the Beast, and from there, he and I just kept in contact with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he's
man.
he's good people, man.
Good dude. I was just gonna say, good dude, man.
And
good dude, man. Yeah, man. For real. I said, and yeah, my man Craig G, man. I met him years ago. Craig G is a wild guy, man, but he's super talented. I will tell you that. Two of the, now you got the URL, and you got all of these different rap leagues that are, they highlighted what they do is, I'm not gonna say freestyling because it's written in their minds, though. You know what I'm saying? Their battles are written in their minds, but pretty much freestyling and coming off to the top of the head when that was like a thing, like when when that was like first coming out, and people are really starting to do that heavy. Two of the top individuals in that sport right there, and I'm blessed to know the other one too, Craig G, and my man Supernatural. You know what I mean? Two of the most talented freestyle MCs in the world. I'm going to just put it out there like that. Yeah.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that, I'm from that era where we did freestyle from the head, where it wasn't pre-written.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got to be like, I'm styling. I mean, that sounds like you wrote it before you spit. I'm not saying people not capable of it. But I was able to be like, I still can. But, I'd be like, okay, somebody throw some keys on the table. I can make a rhyme out of them keys. I can make double. So to me, that was always freestyling. That's what I was raised on in the culture. So that's how I saw freestyling. But it's different now. But back then, I was like, all right, well, let's talk about this. We throw a subject up, boom, we get it in. And that was freestyling. But, at the end of the day, we're keeping the art alive. So I respect it.
Yeah, man. I always thought that was one of the true tests of an MC, being able to freestyle, and the other one was being able to tell a story. I think that's very important as an MC, to be able to tell a story. B-Money.
Yeah, no, because his audio keeps on going in and out.
I thought you was frozen. Oh, okay.
No, I'm still here.
That's what my song history.
Yeah.
Which one we gonna get into? You want to get into?
You might as well get into Belly of the Beast, because we done talked about it for the last 5 minutes. You want to Soul? You want to go ahead and introduce it? Tell the people your name. Tell the people your name and introduce the song for the people that just logged on and got on with the show. So, did we lose him?
Frozen.
He's frozen. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead and play the.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yep. So Rag.
There you go. Oh.
Belly of the Beast with two of the artists we just mentioned a moment ago.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
So Rag. Here we go.
So everybody that's working on issues of reform and trying to make the prison a better place to live, listen, that's not what prisoners want, right? And this whole issue that these false dichotomies that we keep engaging in, man. Children in prison, women in prison, old people in prison.
They just sentenced the little homie to 20 plus. Had a public defender, he couldn't get his money up.
Prosecutor didn't care, he was only 17. Circumstantial evidence erased him from the scene. George Zimmerman is a free man to kill again. Some folks were innocent, cell blocks they fill them in. Sweatshop workers for 20 cents per hour. Take away your dignity, washing in group showers. Away from your family, a 12-hour bus trip. Racist CEOs on their fuck shit. It sucks, kid. The judge screams guilty to lighten up his caseload. Liars testify on the stand, playing a fake role. Solitary confinement, an extra way to break souls. Inhumane treatment or not, how the debate goes. And if you get released from this situation, they'll keep you under their thumb with a 20-year probation.
You know, and this is what we got to start. We got to take control of this language, man. We got to take control of this narrative, man. We got to start eliminating things that disconnect us, that divide us.
That's real.
You know, until we do that, until we begin to connect the dots, we are finished. We ain't going nowhere.
Bulldog fully loaded, stashed in a shiny case. Large bags gotta eat, fuck all them tiny plates. In the hood, check the totem pole, I'm highly placed. Right hand been locked since summer of 98. I'm from the home of the kids clapping and kidnappings. Shootouts in broad day, at least 10 stabbings. Rep your hood, most of us come from hard places. Get caught up, turn incarcerated scar faces. A vast population up in them state prisons. You wanna fight for your life now, the stakes risen. Can count on one hand the people that might be with me. Peep the prison system growth since 1950. They locking up 9 times as many blacks. United States jail population, the biggest facts. Trust staying on these streets is an annual challenge. Them long-term effects will cause collateral damage.
Welcome to America, the home of the brave, where black and brown faces can be owned like a slave. We're lost in the wilderness for false imprisonment. Our youth behind bars and it cost the innocent. The 13th Amendment, it never intended to give us our freedom but have slavery extended. They make us rot in the cells, throw the risk and profit. But when we talk about it, try to switch the topic. Centuries of degradation that we saw in the books couldn't break us with chains, so they calling us crooks. So a cop could justify when he spilled innocent blood. For driving around black or if you live in the hood. Mass incarceration, class indoctrination, past discrimination. We ask for reparations. Cause 2 million inside, will they ever be free? We face the new Jim Crow out the belly of the beast. Welcome to America. 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 Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul Rap in the building.
Belly of the Beast, y'all. Soul Rack, man. Yo, that song.
Who did the production on that, Soul? Soul? Did we lose him again?
He's there.
The connection's a little choppy. Soul, can you hear us? I think he might have a bad connection.
Yeah, I think so. But I
Yo.
would definitely say.
Yo, can you hear us? It's coming in and out. You coming in and out.
I'm here.
All right.
So who did the production on that track?
Still.
It's a kid.
Yo, but I will say that the message in Belly of the Beast was you don't hear about it too much, especially in some of the things that we listen to nowadays. But mass incarceration, just even parts that got touched where, they said they abolished slavery, but some of the things that they put into place that still keep you under that thumb or that foot, where it's like, yeah, you did this thing, but you know what? 25 years of probation, right? That means you can't do nothing. You be right back in. You violate probation, you doing the remainder of your time.
Bang bang.
Whatever it was.
They ain't slick. It's all It's all a system, you know, with a similar design.
You know, what they say, you can put a pig in a dress, but it's still a pig or something like that. Like it doesn't matter how they try to dress it up, it's still the same thing.
That's right. That's right, brother.
And I forgot about didn't really forget about him, but George Zimmerman, and how he was able to get off, and and he's out there walking the streets free doing. And wasn't he wilding for a little bit after he got
Yeah,
acquitted, or he was untouchable?
yeah. He had some more police interaction after that whole incident, and of course, he still didn't. He didn't get jammed up. But yeah, we can't forget about him. We can never forget about him. You know, everybody, please remember old Zimmerman.
Yeah, and there's a slew of names that followed Zimmerman, and to the ones that are going on today, and we just can never forget how these things continue to happen, and how we have to keep them in the forefront. I know it's a little taxing to keep this thing in the forefront of your thoughts every day, but that's the only way things are going to change.
Yeah, man. Firm. Got to remain vigilant. Got to remain focused on the course. You know what I mean? And stay on code. I mean, the one thing that I can say about uh, all of these conspiracy theorists, the cute people and the whatever people, these boys and this organization, is they all stay on the same sheet of music. They all stay on code with each other, right, wrong, indifferent. They lie for each other, lie like a rug. We know they lying. You know what I mean? But they staying loyal to their cause. They staying loyal to their group. They staying loyal to their affiliation. That, my friends, is what we all need to be doing. You feel me? We need to be loyal and be backing each other up and looking out for one another and trying to um, get ahead as a people, because it ain't gonna be no you and me without no unity. You feel what I'm saying?
For real. UNITY.
UNITY.
That's a unity.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Queen
Ain't no man in the
Latifah.
master whistle. Yeah.
And I think
Shout out to
we got
Queen.
Soul Rack back. Yo.
Soul Rack is
Yo,
back.
what's
He got
I'm
a better
about to
he got a better
look good.
connection.
Yeah, man. I think I should have paid my bill. I guess it came back. Bro. But yeah, I'm working on getting it transferred over so that way we won't have no more interruptions.
Okay, that's what it is, brother. We appreciate it. No, man, it's all good, man. We understand. Believe me, we done had a lot of these calls over the past year and some change now, and man, we've had 3 people, and we've had 7 or 8 people, and it gets really hectic when we get 7 or 8 people on the screen, because you see people going in and out all the time. You asking questions, certain people is answering. It's crazy. It gets hectic. So believe me, it's nothing, man. But we appreciate you staying on with us.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it work, bro. I'm glad to be on here with you guys tonight, man.
Now tell us again, man. Tell us again, because we couldn't hear you before. We were having difficulties. Who did the production on that track?
Big Bob produced, guy from Canada. He worked
Oh,
with
okay,
a lot of artists.
Okay, so that was Bob. Shouts out to him, man. Yeah, man. When me and P Money were just talking while you were gone, just that little while, and we were saying that it's very rare nowadays that you hear a song with a message like that, and it's refreshing to hear. And we were just saying how the systemic things that are used to oppress, and there's not going to be any change without unity amongst our people. I mean, all of the other groups do it. They have their communities. They stick up for each other. They look out for each other. And unfortunately, it seems like we are the only ones that are not grasping that concept. And until we do, I think that's when the real change is going to take place. But yeah, man, salute for that. Salute for that message.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was one of the motivations behind it, because a lot of what we're dealing with deals with the fact that we lack unity within the community, within the culture. I mean, not just because of us, because we're the same skin color, but even in hip hop, there's this unity there.
Right.
We need
Right.
to create more in that arena because, not to extend the conversation too much longer, but, I think about some of the artists that passed recently, like DMX, Shock G, Black Rob, and so many
Oh, I think.
others. A lot of these artists died broke, and they don't really have no one to really provide any money for them financially. They got to do a GoFundMe account and all those type of things. And so I
Right.
think we need to work to make sure these brothers are taken care of and sisters are taken care of whenever these type of situations arise. That we don't have to do a GoFundMe account. They got a hip hop fundme account. You know what I mean? So
Most
those
definitely.
are just some
Most
things
definitely.
So those
Yeah.
are just some of the things I think.
I think who was it? I think it was Noriega that was making that argument for there needs to be like a union, like a hip hop union. You know what I mean? And when something like this happens, it's like a fund that everybody pays into, maybe once or twice a year or something, and that if anything happens or something comes up, somebody in hip hop, they can be taken care of under this hip hop union, so that we don't have to, we don't have to see our great ones go out in a bad way. They can go out in a good way, and everything can be taken care of, and arrangements and the family and what have you, and it's with dignity. I definitely agree with that, man. It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I think so, man. That's something I would love to see come to fruition. If I can help, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, man.
See it become
Shouts out to Noriega. Shouts out to Drink Champs.
Yeah. Shout out to those
absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
But there was something that you said in Belly of the Beast where it was talking about, the public, someone being represented by a public defender. And,
Oh, yeah.
I think that in our community, we're so focused on the appearing to look great and spending money on things that really have no purpose. But if you get caught up, I think that we should start teaching our youth and our communities that, look, with the way society is, we can't allow the system that oppresses us to give us representation to try and get us out of something that we probably didn't even get into in the first place. So lawyers
I mean,
and legal fees and things like that. We really need to get into that and focus on the things that really matter. I think we get so caught up in the grind and the hustle and looking great or wanting to be great that we forget about the things that will ultimately protect us in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So talk to us about
yeah.
Talk to us about Caught You Slipping.
Yeah, Caught Slipping basically is a way to encourage our men to be better persons, you know what I'm saying? Because not being the best you can be, you're slipping, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us have a purpose, all of us have a higher calling. And so that's basically what the song's about, is trying to push us towards that higher calling, to be the men and women we're meant to be. I don't know if you got all that.
Yeah,
we got all
of
it. All of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Talk to him, P Money.
Yeah. So definitely want to get into this joint real quick. And just want you to reintroduce yourself for the people, and then introduce the track so we can let the world hear it.
All right, no problem. So once again, you're getting ready to hear the next Caught Slipping featuring my man Baba, produced by Big Bob, and it also have scratches on there by L Dunn. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yeah. A woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul, so as to unite him with source. Her lowest calling is to seduce. Don't get caught slipping, sisters. She was a beauty queen with finer things. Always wore designer jeans. Only mess with ballers. I'm in the minor leagues. Mesmerize men with a swagger and a smile. We'll break her right in and then she pass him to the pile. Sexual attraction, intellectual attraction. She'll leave your brain dead before you get to know her action. Her curves was majestic with a mocha complexion. Her words was poetic. She was close to perfection. She take you for your papers if you leave your guard down. Love is a movie and she's playing a part now. Everywhere she goes, she leave a trail of destruction. And if she was a queen, she wouldn't sell you seduction. Before you commit, fellas, better test the roots. Change your ways, sisters, before you're destitute. You were born with a purpose, deeper than your surface. Don't get caught slipping, cause it ain't never worth it.
Baby girl, got all the right memories. To my ladies all across the globe.
Women, make sure you're respected.
Baby girl, got all the right memories. To my ladies all across the globe.
Women, make sure you're respected.
When you're young and malleable, that's when the drama begins. We're talking never put a woman over money, your friends. The weakest of men, teaching brothers how to be niggas, preaching the fallacy that my sisters is hoes and bitches. That's man's flow, it's calling tribology, matriculation. Imposing your will on sisters with manipulation. The oldest profession, my boldest confession is the world's a matriarchy. Put the queens in position. Kings protect the queen's strong arm. That she may walk a pathway upon this earth unharmed. That's the highest calling in this battlefield. The black woman is God, that's what's real. Through her womb, life begins. Through her heart, it returns. Her safety and well-being is my greatest concern. Destroying and building mental conceptions of men and women that's falling short of your higher self is my notion to slip.
Baby girl, got all the right memories. To my ladies all across the globe.
Women, make sure you're respected.
Baby girl, got all the right memories. To my ladies all across the globe.
Women, make sure you're respected.
I know when the truth revealed, it's harder to accept that our children learn from us and follow in our steps. They see right through you, not accepting your disguise. But when they grow up, they use deception or lies. Because it's in your hand to put them on the right course. That's why as a woman, you were meant to be the source. Whatever that you teach them will be your legacy. Keep your head up and be the best that you can be.
We owe it to ourselves to properly shine, so that when our time says they'll rise with divine state of mind. Boys to men, from a prince to a king. Now that yourself molds them for godhood, supreme being. Teach them respect the queens, protect the queens, cause she's the best of things. Sweetest nectarines. The man is the mind, the woman is the thought it contains. They bring forth the idea, the Trinity is ordained.
Caught you slipping, caught you slipping, caught you slipping, caught you slipping, caught you slipping.
Caught you slipping. Now,
Right.
now. Oh, you didn't tell us. You didn't tell us that you was a singer too.
Well, I wanted to make sure.
Go ahead.
I got you. I missed you. What you said? I'm here. What you said?
I said you didn't tell us you was a singer too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I ain't singing on that track, but I can sing a lick or two every now and then. I mean, say you from the South, you got to do whatever you can to get that paper. Yeah, man. That's how it is. Don't come easy around here. Don't come easy nowhere. But you got to do what you got to do, bro. That's real
sir,
talk.
man. You got you in the studio that day. You got to get it done. I hear you, man. But
yeah, bro. I get behind the boards if I have to.
Yeah.
Wait.
I was definitely feeling the energy on that track, man. I enjoyed the track as well, man. Bob once again on the production, salute. And, message as always was there, man. You was very very stern on that joint. I wanted to give you the salute at the end of that song.
Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah.
So would you
try to bring it back, man?
Yeah. Would you consider yourself
P Money? You coming in low? You coming in low, P Money? I don't know. Hit a wire or something.
I'm coming in low. Hold up.
There you go. Yeah. Me. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My mic sounds nice.
Now, would you consider yourself a conscious rapper?
So I battle with that term, and the reason being because I don't want to be typecast to one particular sound because I'm from the '90s era, a golden era, basically. So I just write music that I feel. But I feel like with this particular EP, it's more conscious oriented. But I'm getting ready to do a more boom bap oriented with my man DJ Merciless out with the Moon Crickets. We got a track with Master Ace, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more boom bap on this next EP that'll be dropping. So I could say I'm a conscious artist, but I'm also, I just consider myself as an artist that dabble in different genres. Well, I want to use genres because being a conscious artist is really a part of your DNA. So it's always going to be there because that's just who you are. You think about things that's happening in the world. You speak about it. So am I a conscious artist? I am, but I also can do all types of music. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a conscious artist, and then you add a plus sign to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like conscious plus. So I go that route. I think that'd be the best way to describe myself.
That's a good damn answer.
Yeah.
Sure enough is.
Yeah.
Polish. He ready for the interviews, P Money. He ready, man. He's seasoned. He ready.
Well, I checked you guys out before I got on the show. You know what I'm saying? I always study.
He did his homework, P Money. he knew he was gonna come with the questions. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, I mean, I come prepared anyway, but I like to know who I'm getting ready to interview with because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you have your own vibe and I want to fit into that vibe. That way we create a good show for the audience and that way people enjoy it, keep coming back. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, man? See what I'm saying? P Money, he know what to say, man. You know
he already knows. He got it all down pat.
He's been in this game for a minute, man. He knows what it is. That's what, you know what I'm saying? It's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yo, but I definitely gotta say, I love the way the production is on the track. The bars, the messages is great off jump.
Appreciate that.
Listening to the tracks, like it really time warped me because of the incorporation of the scratching and everything else, and then the way it was done. It just seemed so effortless to put it in. It wasn't something that was forced, like you tried to make it happen. It just worked all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's the way a song should work. I think that you should have some type of chemistry. When I do music, unlike some artists, I just don't write rhymes just to write them. I like my rhymes to be purposeful. I like the songs I do to be purposeful. I just don't want to write a song just to write it. I write it based on how I feel it. Like I can write a rhyme in 5 minutes. That's nothing. But do I feel every line that I'm saying when I write it? That's the difference for me. I want to say it. I want to feel it so much that I say it 100 times and feel like I just wrote it. And that's why I take the time to write the rhyme and put it together and make sure that people that I pair with to rhyme with me, they are compatible with the song. That way we can create something that's enjoyable. We can create something that's memorable when people listen to it. It's all about creating that. It's almost like cooking a good meal. You don't just throw anything in there. The ingredients got to work in order for the meal to come out right. So that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's the process, at least.
Yeah. How do you feel about working with the like a newer artist? Some of the newer artists that are out here right now that with the I'm not even gonna say a sound. I'm not gonna say what type of music. I'm just gonna say with a newer artist.
I mean, I'm open to working with whomever. I mean, right now I'm working with guys that's from overseas. That's what I'm really linking up with a lot. I got a song with my man Chemistry up in UK. I got working with a producer in Morocco, UK, France, and of course, Canada, and there's some people in the US. But I have no problem working with anybody as long as we can create something and they have the same work ethics I have. One thing I don't believe in, I don't want to motivate an artist to write. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to have some level of hunger to do something with me because I like to get it done. I'm not too concerned about time because I believe songs that matter the most take time to do. But I do want you to have the same level of energy and work that I have, and I don't want to have to motivate you to do the music. If I got to do that, all bets are off.
Well, then you have it here. You heard it here first, man. Solo do a song with you, but you got to match his work ethic. You know what I mean? You got to stay on the same grizzly that he's on. So don't come with the lazy pen. You know what I mean? You got to be on point with you. You got to be on point with your material and deliver it like UPS. Like you got to deliver it like Amazon, not like the post office.
Yeah, that's right. You got to have that 2-day delivery.
Let's go. That's what it is, man. So so you said the EP is coming next, man, and you're gonna be doing something in the future. Where can the people find that material, man? Where can the people get their hands on it, download it? You know what I mean? Stream it, something.
Absolutely. The music going to be available where music is sold. I'm going to do something different with my EP, the Soulploitation EP, because at first I was going to do it where it was done digitally, where people can get it and download it. But I'm going to do it where I'm going to do like a special edition where it's only going to be available on CD. And I'm going to have done by my man. His name is David Barnes. He produced some artwork for Wu-Tang affiliates. And he's dope. And so he's going to create the artwork for the EP. And then that way, people that buy it will be like a collector's item, and that's how it's going to go out, just to be different.
Man. No doubt, no doubt. The CDs, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right.
And then
we just dropped the gem for everybody.
So that's the name. So tell the people. So just make sure you know, because we got a lot of eyes, a lot of ears. Tell the people the name of the project and you know, so they know what to look for.
Yeah, the name of the project is Soulploitation. Basically, it's a play on 2 words. My first 4 letters of my rap name, Soul, S-O-U-L, and then Ploitation, like the Black Ploitation films. And basically, it means an exposure of my soul to people through the music. That's basically what it means.
There it is. So y'all know what the name is. Y'all know where to find it. Y'all know who is the artist that's putting it out there. You know what I mean? And he said it himself, from the golden era of hip hop. You know what I mean? So if you need that in you, make sure you get that in you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. No pun intended.
All right. He put a good spin on that, boy. I love it, boy. I want to talk about it. I need to follow that right there. That's great.
But I definitely think just even in you titling the album, the way that the EP is going to come out, the special, just all that, I think is gems for a lot of these artists that are just following what is trending. Right? It just finding that way to stand out and be unique. I think it's very difficult in the industry now, because everybody's just it's a whole carbon copy type situation and process. But with the way you're doing it, I think there's a lot that many can learn from you just from listening to what you have to say in your music, plus the way that you're putting your music out.
Yeah, I think that the game is oversaturated, as we already know, with so many sounds, and being an artist now, it's harder now to stand out because of so many people that want to rap. When I first started out, it was like there was, you had to come with some skills before you try to say you was a rapper. Now everybody MC now. They put MC in front of their name, they think they guaranteed to be a rapper. But that's another conversation we gotta have, because I've made a song about that. But in fact, the song get ready to drop soon called "Back to the Basics" is dealing with that subject matter. But what really disturbs me is that there are so many people that's abusing the art right now, and so many people in the art who don't really know the history of the art. They don't know the culture, because they think hip hop is only about rapping, but it's 4 elements, even more, depending on how knowledgeable you are. But they don't even understand graffiti. They don't understand the breaking, or B-boys and B-girls. They understand the power of DJing. You know what I'm saying? They only understand rap. They think that's what it's all about. But hip hop is bigger than that. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle. It's an experience. It's a way of seeing things. And so people just need to be immersed in what it really is. And that way they have a great appreciation, rather than just, okay, I'm going to get on there and spit these 16. That's all they know about. You know what I'm saying? But there's more to it than that. That's just one aspect. Yeah. Yeah.
Spitting that knowledge once again. He's not even rapping right now. He's still dropping the knowledge.
He's giving you gems. We gotta get that sound effect straight. Turn your mic up a little more, P Money. You're coming in low again.
All right, I got you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Good to
So
hear
where they can find you on social media?
They just basically use my last, just like how you have it here at Soul Rap Music, SOULRAC MUSIC, and you use that. You can find me on anywhere, IG, Facebook, my Facebook fan page. You can find me on Twitter. I'm more active on Twitter, so anybody that follows me, I'm more active on Twitter. I do a little bit on IG, but on Twitter, I'm all day, every day. But
Okay.
that's where you really want to connect. That's where I usually am most of the time.
Dang. I like how you put the respect on the R in that rap music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything else you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, I just want to tell everybody stay safe because we still got this pandemic going around. We just got to stand more unified because right now, through police brutality, so many people are being taken out, and we just got to continue to show that love towards one another. And lastly, I want to encourage anybody that's watching it that follows Soul Rack is to come check these guys out, man. They do anything for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Continue to support the spot and be on the spot by letting people know what time it is. You know what I mean? And that's how we got to do it going forward in 2021. Peace.
And I got to throw you the salute for that, Soul Rack. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, my G. And we appreciate what you're doing, man. And trying to educate the masses and give them some of the jewelry that they need, especially in this industry. There's a lot of people that's in it and they don't have no knowledge of it. And, you know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, the further you go. So I think that's you got mad gifts to give, and it ain't even Christmas time yet. You know what I'm saying? So continue to do what you do, my G. You know what I'm saying? We salute you.
I salute you too, and thank you again for allowing me on the platform with you. Sorry we had some internet connections, but I'm glad we were able to make it work and continue to go on with the show. So thank you for all you do for the culture, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity once again.
My man, and come back with that next EP, man. We can't wait to hear it.
Oh yeah, I got the first thing.
Where's some of that boom back?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it to you, man. I got the first single that's dropping. I'm gonna make sure we come on here, man. We're gonna definitely let people know and let
that's
them
what's up.
And keep them locked in. You know what I mean?
100. That's what it is, man.
All right.
All right, stay safe.
Y'all stay safe, man. Salute to you again. All right.
All right.
All right.
Soul Rack.
Yeah. Soul Rack in the building doing what he do, man. Definitely a vibe with the music. And
tap your mic.
Yo.
There you go.
Yeah. Yo, definitely a vibe with the music. Definitely loving. I like music with messages. So
message.
No matter what it is, I need a message. R. Kelly always had a message. Yes. R. Kelly's messages got me in a lot of trouble.
Maybe it's not the best example, but yeah.
Not the best example, but an example.
But yeah, he always had a message in there. You're right, David. You're right. It was a message.
Right. So, even like Nas and, Busta just always got something to say. He always has messages. Might not sound like it sometimes because he's so animated, but you listen to what he got to say.
Even David Banner, his early music, he had messages in there. People wasn't listening for the messages though. They was listening for, like a pimp and all that. But he was spitting messages in his music early on. Always was, quote unquote woke. You know what I mean? You just had to look for it, man. A lot of artists, like you said, those people that you name, and then you had, as hip hop progressed, you had people in the 5% Nation that started coming to the forefront of hip hop. Some of the top MCs were, Gods and Earths, and and 5%. People like Big Daddy Kane. People like Rakim. We were just talking about Rakim earlier in the show. So yeah, man. When you come in, the more enlightened you become, you want to you want to talk, man. You want to touch the people.
Yeah. And I think the easiest way and one of the reasons why the hip hop culture got to how it got started was trying to deliver those messages to the masses in the form that it was, because we didn't know any other way to do it. So we did it through music. We built our own culture, our own lifestyle, just a way of being.
I mean, one of the first, big hip hop records was a song called "The Message." Is it ironic that they named it "The Message"? I think not. They was talking about their environment. They was talking about what was going on. It was the message. Look, this is what's happening right now. And boom, there you go. Everybody ran with the glow.
And whoever thought hip hop would make it this far. And they tried to kill it before it even got started.
You know? So shouts out to Ben Affleck. He's not he ain't even let that pussy get cold before he, you know what I'm saying, got with they was spotted, him and J-Lo was spotted in Miami together. You know what I'm saying? The pictures online looks like they're obviously sharing a hotel room. So I mean, you know, it's no mystery what it is.
J-Lo in the back.
Shouts out to Ben. He ain't wasting no time.
Yo,
no time.
What do they say? If it was meant to be, what was it? Set it free and it comes back to you.
Let it go. It'll come back. Yeah, and if not, you hunt it down and kill it, or something like that. Yeah, but he ain't wasting no time. Another person who ain't wasting no time is your boy Kanye West. It's reported that he's, I think, chasing after some Russian model or something like that. You know, he still ain't learned his lesson, so he's gonna keep her. When doves cry, he's gonna stay over there with that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. He's gonna be a mess when, as soon as Kim start messing with somebody, because you know she about to get the biggest, blackest that she could find to ride up and down on, and as soon as he get wind of that, he gonna fall. He gonna make another 808 and Heartbreak album. That's what he gonna do. Cause he's riding high right now, but I'm telling you, as soon as you start doing that thing in my ear, he gonna be like, well, you see why. Watch what I tell you, man. Cause she already throwing the thirst pictures up with her working out and everything, and you know she got the leotard on. So you already know the phone calls is heavy. They say Drake is seeing her now.
Wow. Well,
yeah, man, that whole triangle is crazy. It's crazy, but it's gonna be some good music to come out of it.
Definitely so some good music.
Hip hop.
Drake is gonna be dropping some new joints. Kanye gonna be dropping some new joints.
Kanye gonna be dropping some. God damn it, they might get Kim in the studio. She might start rapping. You never know.
For real, like that's the only thing she hasn't really done yet. She got to do that. She's done everything else.
She definitely don't need to do that. Definitely not. Definitely not.
She might be able to rap by injection.
By injection, Kanye can't rap. People kill me talking about what kind of bars Kanye got. I'll be like, spit a Kanye verse right now. Not one person that did it yet. Not one. Not one. Oh man, because you did an album with Jay-Z that make you a barsmith, that make you murder Mook or something like that. Come on, man. You probably out your damn mind. Jay can carry anybody. I could do an album with Jay-Z and people be on my, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, that Shawn recognized, boy, he's nice as hell. And I'm doing, we got bars. You know what I'm saying? That's because Jay-Z was on the track, nigga. and freaking Just Blaze was doing the beats with somebody, or Kanye was doing the beat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Everybody gonna sound good. Dripping water will sound good. Come on, man. But yeah, man, that's that's that news. And other hip hop news. What was I was looking at just earlier? Hold on a second. Let me pull it up here. I was just peeping something. Bow Wow and Soulja Boy about to do a verse.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that what was it? Swiss
actually happened. Yeah, and I think Swiss and Timberland are supposed to do a part 2. They're gonna do it. They're doing their battle again. That's gonna be interesting.
And then we got Jim Jones bringing back Bird Gang Records.
Oh Lord, for real?
Yeah.
I guess, all right.
I guess trying to sign these new artists, I guess that'd be the way to do it.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. He's in the circle now, so I'm quite sure they whispering in his ear, telling him what to do to get to the bag. So J. Cole, Did you hear about him playing basketball in Africa over there? Playing in the
Yeah,
basketball
I
league over
heard
there?
about it. I know that was his first game was when he debuted his album release.
Yeah, he's already done. He's out.
He's out already?
Yeah, he's leaving the league. They're saying some people say he left the league. Some people say he got let go from the league. He's going. I think somebody says he left to go home for a family obligation. But so far I think in 5 games he's averaging like 1 point a game or something like that. So people are speculating that that's why he's no longer playing in the league.
Mm.
Some people are saying that one of the stars over there, forgive me, I forget the brother's name, but he's like one of the more prominent players over there in the league. He had some comments to say that J. Cole, he was pretty much taking a spot that somebody else who may deserve it, can't get because he's in it, essentially. You know what I mean? Which, you could take either way. You could say, yeah, that's true, but any job that you get is going to be a spot that somebody else could that somebody else could have had that probably deserves it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of corny to say. You kind of sound like a hater, but regardless, um, he wasn't performing well. I mean, sometimes it takes a little while for people to get comfortable, find a niche. Knock the rust off, whatever, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I
And
think
you know, I
he
think
would have got better. I think he would have progressed and got better in time. But I mean, you can also look at it as black man living out his dream to play basketball in an actual basketball league, and he accomplished that. So salute for him. Hooray for him.
right, because some people can dream about that and never even play one game or just even sit on a bench.
You know,
So, for him to actually do it,
yeah.
and
Why not salute him for that?
right, I definitely salute him for that. And
Yeah.
also, just saying he's averaging 1 point a game in the last 5 games,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, nobody really comes off the bench, first getting signed, dropping 20, 40 points a
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
so it was just him getting back into it. But I think that the gentleman that made the comment probably felt that the reason why he got the position wasn't because of his bowling skills. It was because he was J. Cole.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, he actually said in his comment that he's got so much money that what I mean. Why would he want to essentially? Why would he want to take that chance away from somebody else? Like he mentioned his money, so you pocket watching. You sound like a hater. What does
Yeah,
his money have to do with him playing ball or him having a dream to play ball or him actually? Who knows? He may have had to try out just like anybody else to get on the team. We don't know. I'm quite sure he didn't just pay somebody some money under the table and say, "Yeah, all right, come on out to Africa and play." And you know what I mean? I'm sure there was a discussion. There was contracts involved.
yeah,
Some kind of a process where he was evaluated. You know what I mean? You can't just walk onto the court because you J. Cole and you a rapper and you successful and play ball in the league. You know,
yeah.
he had to
That's like
have some type
going
of
to Africa.
aptitude. Yeah, he had to have some athleticism or aptitude with the game. So yeah, man. I mean, things like that, especially coming from our people. That's what I'm talking about, man. We need to be having conversations like that. Like, yo, why you gonna go out there and make that statement about the brother for? You know what I mean? If I was in the locker room with that dude and I knew he was about to go say something like that, why you gonna mess with the brother? Because he's from America, man. Because he got money. You just hating on him because he got money, huh? Young kid. Got dreads. You don't like that, huh? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone, man. I would just tell him, leave it alone, B. That's what you stay in the game from this? What? A couple more magazine endorsements or something? Oh, man. Nobody even know who this dude was 10 days ago over here, and now he probably getting phone calls for it. Hey, you want to
Hmm.
come do an interview with us, or or do a Zoom? You know what I
And
mean? Just to get
and that's what we've been talking about. The whole show. We talk about it a lot on other shows, but
here's his name,
stop trying to come up.
Terrell Stoglin. That's his name. He's a guard.
Yeah, but trying to come up off of attempting to destroy somebody else's character. But
Exactly.
we do that too much.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Yeah. And back in the days, little blanket party in the locker room after you doing something like that would have been necessary.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. Oh, a couple of socks with some soap. Ooh, yeah. That's it. It's over.
It's done. It's a done deal. No more discussions needed.
You ain't saying nothing else about nobody. Not on this team. Yeah, not anything.
Hell no, man. So before we get out of here, which one you want me to touch on? You want me to tell you about Akon getting his car stolen, or you want me to talk about the Charlemagne joint?
Whichever one you want.
Well, I think there's been too much discussion about the Charlemagne joint. Plus, you know what I'm saying, they got a bigger network than us, and I ain't trying to mess with them. So, Akon got his car stolen from Buckhead gas station while he was pumping gas. Now, how in the hell you get your car stolen while you pumping gas, you ask? Well, according to the report, the call was made, I guess to 911, to the police, and he was waiting for a long time, I guess up to an hour or something like that. So he called the police again, and they have like a recording of it where the operator is basically talking to him, and he said that he got carjacked, and the operator is basically talking about like, what happened? What you saying? She was basically getting the story from him, like she was on the corner or something like that. What? No, that's not carjacking. You got your car stolen. Almost verbatim what she says. And he basically, had a tracking device on the truck. He said what happened was he turned his back, and as he turned his back, I guess to reach for the pump, dudes jumped in and took off. You know what I mean? Professionals, man. You got the timing that you got to have for something like that. Or either they saw him, or either it was like Menace to Society. They caught him slipping. You know what I'm saying? He was probably on the phone, you know what I'm saying, laughing. Just being all, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we got to get him, man. We got to get him. And he got out the car all slow, and they got him. But anyway, I hope by now the car has been recovered, or the truck has been recovered. Oh, car. Hold on. Let me get the story. Let me get the inside scoop here. Let's see if it's been recovered. I will tell you right now as we close. We're a minute over. A little after midnight. Bow. So it's a common occurrence. Okay, now they're talking about some irrelevant stuff. So, well, they got the location where it was. So I'm hoping that they got it back by now, because he told the operator where the truck was. Like, he had the address and everything. And she was like, "Is that where you are?" He was like, "No, that's where the truck is." He's like, "I got a tracking device on it." He's like, "But I called the police and they said that they were coming." He said, "But that was an hour ago." So you got Akon just standing out of some random Buckhead gas station for over an hour waiting for the police to come so they can go down and get his truck.
After midnight.
After midnight. How disrespectful. How disrespectful. You know what I mean? No respect for a black man. Yep. Anyway, so you know what I'm saying? Tell the people where they can find you, P Money.
Yo, you already know, man, it's your boy that makes a lot of noise, talk a lot of crap every week. And that is Prophet_radio_NY, or just look up Prophet Pete. That's it. I'm everywhere. Google me and I'll be there. All up on your screen and maybe in your girl's phone.
So he's omnipotent. He's everywhere. All over the place. And of course, you can always find your boy on the gram. DJ Shawn, recognized DJ SHAWNRECOGNIZE. And of course, you can also check me out on Twitter. I'm gonna get more active on Twitter like Soul, man. I need to really step my Twitter game up. But you can find your boy on there, DJ Shawn Rec, DJ SHAWNREC. But remember, only my friends call me Rec, so you better recognize.
And we out.